you a gamer? Yeah! Yeah! Are you anxious? Yeah! Yeah! Fuck yeah! Yeah! Clarify right from the start, I'm not talking about how games make you anxious through their design intentionally. I'm talking about how you, or me, people, being anxious affect how they play games. I'm not talking about games like Amnesia, or when you're playing a game like Left 4 Dead and you're walking around and suddenly you hear this noise. You know what that means. A witch is nearby. Your palms start beating. Your heart starts sweating. You look around real nervous. Oh, fuck! What I'm talking about is if you have anxiety, how that may manifest as a quirk while gaming. Maybe you're playing Zelda, having a fun little time.
It's time to go to school.
Looks like it's time to go to school. Let me just save the game and then I'll be off to go to school. Maybe one more time. Maybe not. Maybe one more. Maybe that's going to be the only relatable example in this video. Maybe the rest is just going to be rambling nonsense from someone that used to get really scared whenever they had to go up and sit on Santa's lap and used to scream around mascots because you never know. If I can't be disgustingly self-indulgent in my own videos, why even make them? So let's go. Come on.
That big marshmallow floating in the air.
It's Pikachu!
It's Kirby!
Fuck! Kirby and the Crystal Shards has got to be one of my absolute favorite Kirby games of the 2 that I've played. It's got this great mechanic where you suck off enemies and you smash them into each other and you combine them into all these interesting different power-ups. Rockin' Cutter, boom, you're cutting yourself up into all these interesting little creatures. Double Ice, whoa, you're a big old snowball rolling around. Fire and Electricity, you're freaking the fuck out. But respect to the Kirby crew for not just doing the same thing over and over again. If they did, we'd miss out on this, or this, or this, and that'd be a shame. Be a real shame. I was playing the game again recently, and I came across this enemy, and instinctively, this is what I did.
Wow, what the fuck are you doing?
Now, it's not even an enemy that'll one-hit KO you. You have a bunch of health, and unless you're on the last one, you're not gonna die. But for some reason, as a child, I was so terrified of getting hurt by it that I did this every single time I came across this enemy. This kind of irrational fear of getting hurt by anything is especially evident in my favorite power-up in the game growing up, Double Rock.
Hey, it's me, Pillow
It was
Fight.
incredibly slow, and I wasted probably a lot of my childhood doing this. But man, did I feel safe. Is this sharp? Do I need to be, like, actually careful with this? I had a couple bizarre habits develop from this irrational fear of getting hurt by anything in games. In Ocarina of Time, as young Link, when you're out in Hyrule Field at nighttime, the drawbridge raises up and locks you off from civilization. But even scarier than the fact that you can't go bombchu bowling is that stall children will endlessly rise out of the ground to try and kill you. Fun fact, if you keep killing them, they will keep getting bigger. If you lock the game in Endless Night, they can get this big.
Oh, look at how big that is.
Now, if you were a little piss baby like me and you're afraid of these things, you could just play the Sun Song. Day will come and they'll go away. But for some reason, this is what I would do.
Oh, God damn it! There's worms under here!
I don't know. That's just what I did. I think part of me liked how secure it felt. Like, haha, you fuckers, you can't hurt me, I'm safe under here. It's, you know, a weird way of having security against a harmful world that's always trying to tear you down, you know? There's a similar sort of security and satisfaction in Minecraft once you've finally built your house.
Time to get back to making my giant replica of Better Call Saul.
Speaking of Minecraft, how did you handle your first day alive? Sometimes you can't find sheep to make a bed in time, so you can't really sleep through your first night. So usually what I would do is I'd just dig a hole. Just dig a hole in the side of a hill, and I would just hide out in like a little dirt coffin every once in a while, checking to see if it was daytime yet.
Oh, fuck! There's worms in here, too! Oh, God! When's it gonna be daytime?
There's gotta be a better way, right? Let's look at my world that I built when I was 13. We've got luxury apartments. We've got this airplane. We've got prison. We've got a church with a giant death pit underneath it. I built heaven. There's a chance when you die that you'll respawn in heaven. So that's kind of cool. And of course, the main central part of the whole world is my giant, beautiful castle. At the very heart of it, you'll find a courtyard, which also kind of functions as a prison for my dogs. As soon as I had my first dogs, I was super jazzed. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take them everywhere. And then one of them got hurt. And I decided I'm never, ever, ever going to let them out or anywhere where any sort of harm might befall them. I think I'd make for a great parent. But that was a long time ago, and I've matured since then. And you know, they deserve to get out, to see the world. I mean, I'm gonna go take them to view the prison. Maybe we'll go house shopping, you know, maybe it's time for them to move out and maybe they want their own place so they can stretch out and get some bitches. It's not derogatory, it's, female dogs. Anyways, healing those wounds, that's what this show is about. We're going back, we're healing those wounds, we're moving on, we're making things better.
I like playing Pokemon in my car.
Oh, Dad, are we there yet?
Pokemon's a lot like learning, in that I enjoyed it a lot as a child, but now I could not care less. I've tried to revisit the games to get that nostalgia rush, but grinding out levels by just slaughtering animals for hours on end is so f***ing boring. I feel like I was able to like the game as a kid because I had a lot more dead time where I just couldn't do anything. I mean, I could bring a book to read or I could bring Pokemon, and obviously I picked the video game. Chalk this childhood anxiety up more to my own stupidity than anything else. When you got your Pokemon poisoned in a battle and you returned to the overworld, when you'd walk around, this would happen. I always thought, my game was broken or my batteries were about to die. Your parents would brake the car too fast and your fucking batteries go flying out. I don't know that I like this
what
segment.
I look like, immoral? I took it and threw it on the ground.
Sometimes the only way to win a game is to not play it. Really, that's honestly only probably true with the game, which, But what do you do when a game makes you panic so much that you throw your controller on the ground because you just can't handle it? There were a few games that caused me to have this visceral reaction. Really, any game where there was a quick time event, I would pretty much just shut down. I couldn't handle the pressure of pressing a button at the right time. I also shut down pretty much any time a character was drowning, the worst being Sonic Adventure 2. Maybe this one's not entirely unrelatable, because the music it plays when Knuckles is drowning is some of the most stress-inducing, horrifying music ever put to recording. It's awful. How would this not make you freak out? I also would shut down whenever I was playing a multiplayer game with my brother. The biggest offender being whenever we'd play like Dark Alliance, where if his character would die, then it was suddenly up to me to run back to the save point so that we could revive him. And let me tell you, I could not handle it. But for the most part, through therapy and years of introspection and hard work, I can play more video games as like a mildly functioning adult. There's no shame if games stress you out too much. I think a beauty of the medium is that it's kind of evolved outwards now. There's a lot of different kinds of games that you can play. If you're someone that doesn't really want to get too stressed, there's plenty of games you can enjoy. A lot of people I know that are really anxious enjoy Animal Crossing, where you just, you get to do chores and fish, or Sims, where you have total control over someone's life. Kind of cathartic, isn't it? Or maybe Civilization, where you have total control over someone's nation. My personal favorite is Proteus, where you're just kind of wandering around and you don't do anything and there's no goal. It's just kind of fun. I feel like the all-time top king, though, it's got to be this one. You get the crown. You win the big award for King of Games for Anxious Gamers, and
Oh, God fucking damn it! More words!
well, that's all the time we have today, folks. It looks like my bus is here, so I gotta get going. Thanks for watching, though. I know I changed my I know I change my video format like every single time I come back now, but I'm gonna stick with this one. Unless I don't. I don't know. We'll see.
Dad?
What?
Where's my sister?
She's not around anymore, I told you!
Your sister died in the lake, hon.